I'm trying to concentrate 2 ways at one time. Ah, gin. Well, you can't win them both. Now, what is it you wanted to tell me?
Nothing. It's just that I heard on my car radio that an unidentified flying object was just spotted.
Every time some child's toy balloon floats away, you Earthlings insist you're being invaded by creatures from another planet.
Yeah. Uncle Martin?
Yeah?
That toy balloon, it was traveling 25,000 miles an hour.
25,000 miles an hour. Are you sure?
Well, at least that's what the Air Force released to all the press services.
25,000 miles an hour.
Well, what's this Martian gizmo?
This is a micro-kinetic infraradar scope. I built it quite some time ago to check on any spacecraft that might come looking for me. After a while, I began thinking they gave up on me, so I gave up with it. It's a spacecraft, all right. No toy balloon, that. Tim, there's no doubt about it.
You mean... Do you mean that's a spaceship? From another planet?
Not just another spaceship, Tim. This one is from Mars. The ship should be right around here.
Yeah, well, shouldn't the Air Force know that, too?
Yeah, your Air Force equipment can only ascertain the general area the ship came down in. It'll take them a while to pinpoint the exact spot.
Wow. What a mess. And I thought women drivers were bad.
Well, I must admit the pilot did seem to lack landing experience.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't you think you ought to find out if, well, whoever's in there is friendly before you open it up?
Tim, this is a Martian ship.
It is? Well, how do you know? It doesn't look anything like yours.
Well, undoubtedly an advanced style, but a Martian ship nevertheless, and all Martians are friendly. Take my word for it.
Well, I just hope those aren't famous last words.
I don't believe it.
What's the matter?
The pilot.
Well, you know him?
That is quite an understatement. I know him only too well. That is my 11-year-old nephew, Andromeda.
I got some clothes for him, so I won't have to wear that spacesuit around. I hope they fit. He's still out, huh?
Yeah, well, at the rate of speed he was traveling, hitting Earth wasn't like receiving a gentle tap on the forehead. Fortunately, he was protected by a force field in the cockpit.
At the speed he was traveling, it's lucky he hit the brakes. He could have gone clear through to China. Just saying, isn't Andromeda a funny name for a boy?
He was born in the constellation Andromeda.
Oh. Wasn't that named after a Greek goddess?
Well, my sister and brother-in-law were expecting a little girl.
Oh. Well, it's nice to know that there are some things that Martians can't control.
Uncle Exigius!
Andromeda.
Boy, it's sure good to see you again.
I feel the same way. I haven't seen you since you were about that high.
How did you find me?
More important right now, how did you get here?
Well, I borrowed Dad's ship to take out for a little spin, and the next thing I knew, I got caught in this cosmic storm.
Which threw you out of orbit.
Uh-huh. I didn't have enough fuel left to climb back through it, so I headed for Earth, figuring you could get me and Dad's ship back to... Uh-oh. Dad's ship. How is it?
Completely destroyed, except for what you had in the cockpit. I disintegrated what pieces were left of the wreckage.
Oh, boy. Am I gonna get it when I get back home to Mars?
Uncle Martin.
Who's he?
Oh, forgive me, Tim. Andromeda, I want you to meet Tim O'Hara. He is my host and my friend here on Earth.
Hi.
Hi.
Say, how come he called you Uncle Martin?
Well, that's my name on this planet.
What's wrong with Exigius 12 and a half?
Well, it's not very euphonious with O'Hara.
What Tim is trying to say is, well, things here on Earth aren't all they're cracked up to be.
You mean you're not a big hero? Didn't they give you a big parade and everything when you came down?
Well, not exactly. You see, actually, Tim is the only one who knows that I'm down here.
How come?
Well, your uncle thought it would be best to keep it a secret.
Why? After all, Uncle Exigius, it's just...
I think you'd better get in the habit of calling me Uncle Martin.
You gone Earth? You ashamed you're a Martian?
No. No, of course not. It's just that most Earthmen don't accept interplanetary visitors that readily. That's why, as long as you're down here, you will have to behave and dress like an Earthling. In fact, I think we should shorten your name to Andy.
Andy? Yuck! Not a Venusian's chance. My name's Andromeda, and I'm not wearing any Earthling's clothes.
Now, Andy, I think you should listen to your Uncle Martin.
His name's Exigius, and mine's Andromeda, not Andy.
You are going to have to put those clothes on.
Uh-uh.
He's only got one antenna.
Yes, he lost his baby antenna. So far, only one of his adult antenna has grown in. Andy, you come back here this instant.
Uh-uh.
Oh, no, you don't. Now, you're not getting out of this room until you do as I say.
You've got to catch me first.
There he is.
Don't waste your time, Tim. You'll never catch him that way. Oh, there you are. Andy, put down that chair.
Uh-uh.
Andy.
Now listen, Andy, you have to do just as your uncle says. Now you let go.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle Martin.
Tim, if you want to be of help, don't help. Just do one thing for me.
What's that?
Move your left foot. You're standing on my hand.
Oh, sorry about that.
Here, let me help you out. Uncle Martin, I got it.
You can't make me wear those clothes and change my name. I won't do it. I won't.
Andy, you pop right back on.
I won't do it. I won't. Yoo-hoo, Martin, Tim, it's me, Laura Lee.
Oh, Tim, help me get him in the bedroom quickly. Be right with you, Laura Lee.
I won't do it. You can't make me. I won't do it.
clothing, quickly, the clothing. Oh, no, don't get back in there.
Tim, goodness gracious, what's going on up here? All that noise.
Noise. Yeah, we were moving furniture.
Out of the apartment with the rest of your belongings, I hope.
Brennan.
His ability to make quick, positive identifications is fantastic.
But what did you move? Well, everything seems to be where it always was.
Yes. Well, we changed it. And then we changed it back.
Odd that simply moving some furniture around should make one's face such a mask of guilt.
Oh, now, Bill, what should Tim feel guilty about?
Exactly what I'd like to know. As Shakespeare said, the thief doth fear each bush an officer.
I believe that quote began, "Suspicion always haunts the guilty mind, Brennan."
Oh, well, now, whom do we have here?
Oh, good afternoon, Laura Lee. This is my nephew, Andy. Andy, this is Mrs. Brown and, Detective Brennan.
It's nice to meet you, Andy.
The name's Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Yeah, it's a nickname, Mrs. Brown.
Oh.
Where are you from, son?
Mars.
Mars?
Mars, Ohio. It's a small town, not too many people know about it.
That's not true.
Andy's very proud of his hometown, and he thinks it's better known than it really is.
Of course he is. I would be, too, if I knew where it was.
What about his mother and father?
Oh, they're up there.
Up there. Oh, the poor child. Well, we'll make sure that you have a real good home right away, won't we?
Now, just a moment, Lauralee. I'm not at all sure the O'Haras can provide the proper parental background for the boy.
Why, Bill, how can you say a thing like that?
No, it's easy. When you have a big mouth.
As a law enforcement officer, O'Hara, I have a duty to the community at large, including waifs, orphans, and foundlings.
I'm not a waif or an orphan, and I'm not lost, so I can't be a foundling. I'm a Martian from the planet Mars. Just watch me if you don't believe me.
Did you hear that, Lauralee? O'Hara's already infected the lad with that lunatic imagination.
Oh, Bill, he's just playing.
I am not. Just look at me disappear.
I'm sorry, Lauralee, but I feel it is my duty to call in a social worker.
You'll do no such thing, Bill Brennan.
But Lauralee...
Martin and Tim have every right to raise their own kin. And besides, I'll be right here every minute to help them.
Oh, well, Laura Lee, maybe we won't need you every minute.
Well, I suppose there isn't too much harm in trying it. But the moment I find that boy isn't getting the proper food, keeping good hours, going to school, I'm calling in the social services. Shall we go, Laura Lee?
I'm sure you'll be a real little angel.
I'm not an angel. I'm a Martian. I'm a Martian.
Say, you know something, Uncle Martin? When you get to know him, Andy's really a pretty nice boy.
He is a nice boy, but he's still a boy, even though he's 97 years old.
97 years old? Oh, come on, you're putting me on. I distinctly remember you're telling me he was 11.
11 Martian years. 97 Earth years.
Well, he's 97 years old. Why does he act the way he does?
Martians don't reach full maturity until their 150th birthday. Scientifically, Andy is well in advance of any Earthman, but emotionally, he's still a child. Now, Andy, pouting isn't going to help. I realize it's difficult for you to understand, but you're just going to have to trust your Uncle Martin.
Sure. You'll like school, Andy. It's a lot of fun. You just have to take my word for it.
I've already graduated magna cum laude from 4 universities.
Oh. Well, a little extra education never hurt anyone.
Andy, believe me, I'm just as proud of being a Martian as you are. But this isn't the right time to tell anybody. And until that right time comes, you are just going to have to cooperate. Now, what do you say?
Well, if you say so. Okay.
Good night, Andy.
Good night, Andy.
Good night, and don't worry. I'll do whatever you say.
Uncle Martin, I'm back.
Andy give you any trouble?
He couldn't be better. Look, he's all enrolled, and when I left the school, you couldn't have seen a happier or more cooperative child in the classroom. He's a regular ray of sunshine.
Oh, well, as the Arabs used to say, too much sunshine can turn a garden into a desert.
Aren't you being just a little mistrustful of your own nephew's integrity?
Tim, children the universe over can rationalize away any promise they make by simply standing on a crack and saying it doesn't count, or hundreds of other ways. I just want to check and make sure. I'm getting some sort of interference.
Well, don't tell me the old mind reader is slipping.
Well, he's using some newly developed technique that I can't cope with.
Well, it just goes to show you how much you can miss when you're gone for a couple of years. What are you looking for?
Andy's spacesuit. You check the bedroom while I look around out here.
Uh-huh. No, it's not in there.
And not in here. There's only one place it can be.
You mean he wore it to school?
Now, I realize you're new in this school, Andy, but you can't wear your play clothes to class.
They're not my play clothes. They're my regular clothes. Back home, I wear them all the time.
Well, how your parents let you dress around the house is their concern. But here, you'll have to dress just like all the other children.
But I'm not one of the other children. I'm a Martian.
Class, children, now settle down. Now, Andy, I'm not one to stifle a fertile imagination, but there is a time and place.
That's what my uncle said, but he's ashamed to admit he's a Martian, and I'm not.
Shh. Class.
Okay, you're all so smart. I'll prove it to you. Don't believe I'm a Martian, huh?
Andy.
You think that's something? Watch me rearrange the molecular structure of that desk. Oh! He is a Martian. You bet I am. I can even disappear.
Oh, pardon me. I'm looking for my nephew, Andy.
Hi, Uncle Exigius.
It's an invasion! Run, children, run!
Don't touch or I'll shoot!
Look, you better run up the old antenna and get Andy out of here. I'll take care of her.
An excellent suggestion.
Oh, no! Well, don't just stand there drooping. Beat it!
They ran away. They were afraid of me.
I tried to warn you that this would happen, but you wouldn't listen.
Tell them to come back. Tell them we're friendly.
We know that we are, but I doubt if you can convince them of that right now. We'll meet you in the car, Tim.
O'Hara of the Daily Sun. They went out that window, and the teacher, you better take care of her. She's pretty shook up. Oh, that's the old ball game. They got the place surrounded.
Yeah, and discovered my spaceship, eliminating our only means of escape.
Can't we freeze them temporarily while we grab the ship?
No, not until we know what steps Tim's government has taken to ensure our apprehension. We've got to get into the apartment and to the TV set so that I can monitor them.
Oh, come on. You can't go out looking like that. They'll fill you so full of holes, they'll have to send you back to Mars in a loose-leaf notebook. Now, how are you going to disappear? Can you at all?
I'm afraid not.
But I can. You two slip into the house while I distract them.
Andy, no, come back here.
Hey, bet you can't catch me. Na, 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 na.
You should have vanished. That's all right.
getting too old for this sort of thing.
Hey, open up, will you? Okay, you can close the door now.
2 years of this, and I still can't get used to it.
I don't know how good of a reception I'll get with only one antenna, but here goes. We'll try the Air Force bases first. They're putting everything up that can fly. I'm afraid that eliminates an aerial escape. Let's see what they're doing with the ground forces.
I'm sorry, Uncle Martin.
I'm afraid we're past the name-calling stage now, Andy.
Well, you can say that again. I'm afraid we've had it this time.
Tim, that's it. Time, the one barrier we can escape through. By setting the dial to the time machine just before Andy left for school.
All this will never have happened.
One false move and I'd appreciate it, O'Hara. Or should I say Martian?
Bill Brennan, you put that gun down this instant. You know children shouldn't be exposed to violence.
Loralee, for goodness sake, that child is a Martian, and so is O'Hara. Or whatever his Martian name is.
Exigi is 12 and a half.
Oh, Martians. What difference does it make as long as they're decent, respectable people?
They've probably come down here to take over our world.
In the state it's in, who'd want it?
I'll get to you later, Benedict O'Hara. What is that thing you're holding?
Believe it or not, Brennan, it is a time machine.
You mean a time bomb? Hand it over and make it fast. Get out of here, Loralee, before it blows up.
Oh, Bill, don't be silly. Martin wouldn't blow anything up. He's too orderly a person.
O'Hara, hand me that bomb or I'll fire.
You'll do no such thing, Bill Brennan.
Loralee! Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Brown. We'll talk to you later. Uncle Martin, you did it. We're back in time.
Time. That reminds me, you'd better hurry, or you're going to be late for your first day at school.
I think I'd better leave this here at home, Uncle Martin. With all due respect, Cousin Tim, your people here are very insecure. Gosh, Uncle Martin, home and places and people we know seem so far away.
True, Andy. But that's only because what we see up there is familiar to us. To people on Earth, the night sky is strange and mysterious. And most Earthlings fear anything or anybody that appears strange and different from themselves.
And they don't even have to be from another planet.
When will the time come when we can tell them we're Martians?
I'm afraid even our most advanced computers couldn't pinpoint the exact date, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. Time for bed.
Okay. Good night, Uncle Martin. Cousin Tim.
Good night, Andy. Well, I guess Andy learned one lesson here on Earth.
His first, but he's got many more to learn. In the interim, let's hope we don't all flunk the course.